Alright, so Sunday, 17th of May. Sunday is my fun day, ruck day of the week. Rucking is basically wearing a weighted backpack and walking with it. I'm going to be putting this 16 kg kettlebell into the backpack. Rucking is 3 times more effective in calorie burning and using the muscles than walking, and slightly less effective than running, and it does not put as much strain on the knees and the joints as running does, because running you constantly pound the pavement. But I also want to use this opportunity, since I have the backpack. I'm going to attach this GoPro onto the backpack strap so you guys can see exactly what I see, and I want to show you guys this opportunity that a man on his purpose gets choosing signals. Because usually when I go for a run, I'm very hyper focused on what I'm doing. I don't notice what the women are doing, but I have noticed some. I just wanted to see exactly what I can capture. So sometimes when I take off my shirt while on a run, I consider myself a gift from God, giving other women happiness in their lives, in their boring lives. So watch, look at this, for example. What a matching song, by the way. This girl's, the woman, not my type, not my age, but she sees me already from afar. She sees me. Look at the face. Look at her face. Bitch, what you looking at? Guys, there's a lot of golden nuggets here in the GoPro footage that I took. A lot of choosing signals that I'll show you in the video. Well, I attached the GoPro onto my backpack strap, but in a very inconspicuous hidden place that you don't immediately notice, because I didn't want to mistake women looking because they were looking at the GoPro. I wanted to make sure that they were actually sending genuine choosing signals. And that's just further proof, guys, that if you see yourself as the product that you kind of sell to women, and you improve yourself as the product, marketing and sales is almost way too easy, guys. When a girl sends you choosing signals, it's like you're the Gucci bag or the Louis Vuitton bag that they just must have. Just like with us guys, when we see a Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever car that you Bentley want pass by, you're just gonna look at it because that's your object of desire. So the same thing, when a woman sends you choosing signals, it's like you're that bag that you just must have, because you built yourself up to be a product that naturally sells itself. It's easier that way, guys.
Just realized I didn't introduce myself yet, so here I go. Hey, what's up, Kaiju Pack? It's your boy Kaiju Kwong, emerging from the depths of sweet solitude to bring you some more Sigma soul sustenance. So let me start with this. Sigmas are men of mission, men of purpose, but every now and then we get the urge to have a woman. Being naturally introverted, many of us do not want to go through the trouble of cold approaching. So what do you do now? In a previous video, I told you guys that the best Sigma game, in my opinion, for attracting more women is no game. In this video, I'll teach you 2 things along the no game method. Number 1, how to identify women who are interested, and number 2, the foundational mindset you should have to increase the number of women attracted to you without you saying a word. I'm also using this video as proof that being you at your best self with an aura of purpose and focus makes you a magnet that women can't help but feel drawn to. Before I go any further, guys, I want you to use me as inspiration. I'm no different from you. So if you upgrade yourself daily to be the best version of yourself, your level of Sigma magnetism will only increase. Patience, consistency, and above all, self-belief are your best friends here. In fact, many of you have it better than me. If you haven't already noticed, I'm Asian by ethnicity, and in general, Asian men are seen as the least desirable man among the ethnicities. It's just what it is. I may have been born with this disadvantage, but screw that. I just focus on what I can control. All of us have our weaknesses. The only solution is to accept your weaknesses, say fuck that, and then capitalize on your strengths to negate those weaknesses. If all you focus on is your insecurity, then that is what the women will focus on too. But if you learn how to forget that it exists or stop making it bother you, and instead focus on what makes you a great catch, then women will focus on that. Remember one thing, if you make it bother you, you'll definitely bother her. Women also have their own flaws and insecurities, and if they see you are able to accept yours, they'll feel more comfortable and open to you. A side note also for this video, for many of you guys who are focused in life, this video also serves as proof that you perhaps miss a lot of these choosing signals that women send you. In my late teens, I used to read a lot into psychology and especially body language, which helped me a lot with women. So I'm able to break it down for you and show you guys exactly what you probably are missing out on. Choosing signals are basically subtle ways a woman lets you know that she is interested in you. And if you approach a woman who displays high interest to ask for a date, I can guarantee 90% that she'll be down for it. 10% now depends on the way you approach her. I'll be displaying the choosing signals and writing the commentary on the video, so pay close attention to it as well as listening to the audio. So let's dive into the main topic. The foundational mindset you should have when you enter the world of dating, as I mentioned earlier, is you should see yourself as the product. It may seem a bit objectifying, but let's play along this ideology because it will make you understand things better. That's why people call it the dating market, after all. Even the term we use for your level of attraction to the opposite sex is known as sexual marketplace value. So in that sense, we are all pretty much products. This stuff is foundational. If you don't understand this, then whatever tips and tricks you learn from other sources are going to be built on a weak foundation. Those tips and tricks work, but they work more consistently and effortlessly if you are a good product. No matter what race the woman is from, whether white, brown, black, or yellow, they all have commonalities in what they find attractive in a man. Guys, understand this. We are no different from the other animals, right down to the very foundation of our DNA. We reproduce to ensure the continued survival of the human species, according to Darwin's rule of survival of the fittest. Women want to reproduce and make photocopies of the man who shows the most survival capabilities, because this generally guarantees that her children will too inherit these traits and thrive in society. The laws of nature don't care about how you feel, unfortunately. You just have to play with the rules. The main characteristics that you need to improve on daily boil down to your looks, your status, and your money. Some of you guys have heard this already from other sources, and it's true. These three things will be the criteria that women will rate you as a product. Number one is looks. Guys, no matter what the dating coaches say, you guys already have seen it in your own life that looks do matter. But looks are subjective. In terms of fitness and physique, not all women are into the Greek god type. I can guarantee you that even if you're fat or skinny, there is a woman whose preference is you. But that is no reason to be lazy, because who knows, you may never even come across that woman in your life. She may be on the opposite side of the globe for all you know. The truth is, a far majority of women prefer bodies that lie within the spectrum of the dad bod to the lean, athletic physique. Aside from the physique, just display you as your best self. Align your style and general grooming to the type of man you are. Your outward appearance has to be aligned with who you are on the inside, otherwise you risk giving off the wrong impression. And I'm sure even you have come across people who dressed a certain way, but there was something slightly off about them because the manner in which they carried themselves and talked was incongruent to their external appearance. For example, don't dress all preppy and fancy if you are an outdoors or explorer type of man. There are plenty of channels here on YouTube you can check out to get advice from. Fashion is not really my expertise. But to end on looks, there's not a lot you can control except the amount of fat and muscle you have on you. So it comes down to positioning yourself for success. What do I mean by this? Well, there are nuances among countries and ethnicities. Western women, for example, largely prefer a more rugged or masculine man, while the Eastern women, like the Japanese or Koreans, for example, seem to go for a more feminine-looking man, as is prevalent in their media. So, how you can find this out is looking at the country's celebrities. Celebrities are celebrities because they look good. The media channels want to keep your eyes glued to the screen as long as possible, so they make sure they put someone who fits the general public's idea of attractiveness. Now it's all a matter of looking at what image you portray and try visiting or even living in the places where you are the ideal type of man. But what if you have a particular type of woman in mind where majority of her type don't find your look as the ideal? Well, keep being the best that you can be, because there still are a number of women of her type that have you as their ideal. And don't worry, because you have the other two criteria to bank on: status and money. Now, status is all about your standing in society, how others see and treat you. Do they treat you with respect, or do they treat you worse than the gum that sticks to the sole of their shoes? Women want to be associated with a winner, just like us men like to be associated and seen with a beautiful woman. Lucky for us Sigmas, although we are outliers of the system, our traits allow us to be very valuable and thus respected in society. Although many of us, including myself, felt out of place when we were younger due to not quite fitting in, and once we knew who we were, as neither the alpha nor the beta, but sigma, then we can put the rough past behind us and use our strengths to then forge our own brighter future. Once you master the art of being a social chameleon to your advantage, you can shift in and out of any social hierarchy to earn the money and status you want in order to live life to the fullest. We Sigmas, after all, may not depend on the system, but we take full advantage of it. Funnily enough, in my experience, we have an advantage over the alpha and beta because we can blend in and out of so many hierarchies. The more you are able to do so, the more you end up increasing your status due to your growing network of contacts. Now we go on to money. Money is self-explanatory. The more you have, the more attractive you will be. I don't know any woman who prefers a broke man. Granted, if you're broke but then you have the good looks and a good status, then women are more lenient, but in general, with all things constant, women prefer a guy with money. So work hard and work smart, guys, but do it for you, not for the women. Strive to have multiple sources of income, a large part of which should be passive income. Hustle to the max, but don't neglect your health. If your nutrition and sleep are not taken care of, you can bet your ass that your performance will drop over time, and your earnings will then suffer. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's true. Health is wealth. Now this is important. You can flaunt your looks, you can flaunt your status, but don't go around waving money in the air. This makes you look superficial and opens you up to being used by gold diggers. I see money as a multiplier of looks and status. And what do I mean by this? Well, you can afford better food now to get leaner faster. You can afford better clothes, and you can afford to buy cars to increase your status immediately. But also, if you're the long-term type of guy, you can invest on, let's say, your hobby as a musician, which could then help you achieve status later on as a rock star or DJ. So money, therefore, is an enabler of better looks and better status. So once you have a good product in place, more doors will naturally open up, and the sale is much easier to make. There will be less hoops to jump through, and for someone who is introverted, minimizing or even eliminating the initial sales pitch phase is ideal. When a girl is interested in you, but you still hold your Sigma male frame and not go super simpy and emotional on her, she'll make escalating things with her a walk in the park for you, and she'll be more forgiving of any mistakes you might make in your approach. This is why I recommend this method for Sigmas, because it aligns with a no-game strategy. But this is not all. Being a great product just gets your foot in the door. It will not count for anything in the end if you are not good at sales and marketing. I didn't want to make this video too long, so you'll have to stay tuned for the future videos where I will cover those topics. Some of you might be wondering, but hey, what about personality? Don't women say they care about personality? Isn't my personality a part of me as a product? Yes, it is. In general, I skip personality because being Sigmas, we have a base personality, and I have already made a video on why Sigma male traits are attractive to women, which you can check out if you haven't already done so. Of course, we all have our nuances. Some may have more sense of humor than others. Some may be more intense, while others are more laid back. It's all about recognizing what is most congruent and natural to who you are, and then developing your personality based around that. I know it's vague, but that's just how it is. Don't go acting out a lie, because it will bite you in your ass later on. Besides, we Sigmas are social chameleons, so use that. You have probably learned which of the different masks you have played in the past seem to feel most natural to you, or that which attracted the most women. So just start with that, and then adapt to the situation when necessary. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed and learned from the content so far. If you aim to grow to your full potential as a Sigma male, then subscribe and hit the notifications button to stay connected as a member of the Kaiju pack. Please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. This will support the channel's growth and help many more men out there. And with that, this gathering is concluded. Thank you very much for joining me. Take care, brothers.